Hello, my friends. How are you? Um, I am back in the saddle here for a limited time this evening, but wanted to come to you and say hello. I'm still feeling a little bit out of it, but I wanted to, at least get in the saddle for a few minutes here and just connect with everybody. So welcome back, everybody, and thanks for being here. Um, Good to see you all. I am definitely still in the midst of what I'm dealing with here, which a lot of people that went to Vegas are experienced, and it's almost uncanny how many people in Vegas got sick that week, not just from our event at the 7K event, but all over. So but hello, my friends, and I hope you are well, and I pray you are well. You are in my prayers, and I appreciate your prayers for me. And I just want to take you a little bit through a little about, excuse me, what's been going on with me, and uh, and also what's been going on a little bit in the world. So. Happy to be here with you all, and I'm already generated a little bit of energy here, just seeing your beautiful faces and your beautiful comments, and yeah. So just wanted to connect. So welcome one and all back to the Sned Shed here, which has been dormant for a while. And so here, here we go. First off, went to Vegas for the 7K event, and in that 4 5 days that I was there, I got to spend some time with some of the Sneds and that are involved in 7K, and also we had a little Sned Fest, and it was really fantastic to see everybody, and that was great. It wasn't a lot of sleep, and it wasn't a lot of rest because I had some other stresses going on too. But just wonderful to connect with everybody and find out more about 7K. And I just wanted to say that there was one realization that I came away with 7K, and that is that it's no longer of, hey, wouldn't it be cool to collect coins, kind of get involved with this buyers club? Because what they're doing at the end of this month, they're going to be producing a debit card. And so it literally allows us to keep money away from the bank and just keep money in our sound money wallet, which we can put into gold or silver, and have it go up in price accordingly rather than crash in value like the US dollar. And then you can use your debit card anywhere, and you can literally go from gold or silver right to buying gas or buying presents for a loved one or what have you. So this has no longer become just an offensive defensive weapon against the failing currency. It's become for me certainly an absolute, because it allows us to do business with each other without the banks and without Venmo and PayPal. I will say, my friends, that since I was deplatformed by Venmo and PayPal, um, it is it has been I think I've lost 95% of my donations that were coming in. And I just lost this thing, which is weird. Hold on, bear with me here. there we go. So at any rate, please go on to theindoctrination.com, go to Patriot Silver, and learn a little bit more about what we're doing there. And I promise you, you will be quite delighted. You can also find out where we're broadcasting live right here. And just click on Patriot Silver and check out those videos and reach out to Nancy. Put in your information here, and that would be great. So that was what, a week ago. And then I went right from the 7K event to my dad's memorial. And for those of you who were reaching out to me and saying prayers and have watched my dad's memorial, thank you very much. And that was difficult. That was but I also found out that that people that were returning home from Vegas were getting very sick. And Nancy and Rob and Diana and so many others were getting sick. And I felt like something coming, but I was keeping it at bay. I was literally using Jazz and Jim Silver every multiple times every day, spraying it in my eyes, my nose, taking it orally, letting it sit in my mouth, and I really think that between that and the Healy, which both are on the website as well, folks, I rely on these tools. I don't just sell them to you. I rely on them myself. And I really think that kept things at bay. And then I was able to get through the memorial, spend a fabulous Monday with my stepmom, and then head home Tuesday. And when I got home, I just, that was it. My body just shut down. And so, and I've been in bed ever since. So, at any rate, that's kind of where I've been coming from, and also resting my mind from a lot of the things that are happening. And I want to talk about that for a minute. Hi, Jill and Norm. Good to see you. Thank you all. And thank you all for all of the love and the prayers, and also for Christy and her mom, who was diagnosed with cancer and is going through that whole process. So please keep up the prayers for her, and also for her daughter Natalie, who just passed a great exam at the federal level. And so very, very good news for her family, but also dealing with keeping her matriarch, her lovely mother, alive. So please keep those prayers going. And many of you out there that I know could use some prayers. Let's keep everybody in mind. Thank you, Ada. Love you too. And certainly prayers for Todd and Cindy. I'm not going to have them on tonight because I'm going to be really brief tonight. But I'm hoping that we're going to be back in action on Wednesday. And so that's what we're shooting for. And I'm hoping that I'll be there for that. So, my friends, one of the things that I know that I leave you with is that I know that you're going to be fine, and because I know that we work on the tools that strengthen us all. And so I just want to make sure that that I know that you're taking away from these shows not just information that you have to keep piling on, but the tools with which you can go out and get the information yourself. And I'll give you an example. All these false flags that happened this weekend with the shootings, right? And I go to false flag immediately. Why? Because the Durham trial started today with Michael Sussman, and the Dems cannot have that. The deep state cannot have that coming out the way it's going to be coming out, and they have to distract us from that at every step of the way. And so Q has talked about that. Q has posted on that. Why is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that the Democrats There's always a false flag when there's ever bad news for the Democrats. Also, we know that that the mass shootings under Obama were enormous, a lot of them, and and oh, and Robin, please add my daddy to your prayers. He got a grave prostate report next week. He will have a meeting with the doctor for prognosis and options. He is 88 years old, and his name is Wayne. Thank you so much. I know your prayers are powerful, Robin. I'm sorry to hear that, and and I will say that there's more and more articles coming out on the ivermectin, my friends, and its ability to help with the C word. Let me just say that, okay? So, so at any rate, um, the loss of life is always tragic. And when the loss of life is on the front page of our news cycle, on every single channel, on the newspapers, in the magazines, on the radio, please understand that the reporting of that, for example, the 10 dead in Buffalo, that the reporting on that is far greater than any reporting on 10 dead in the inner cities of these Democrat-controlled cities like Chicago. Why aren't they up in arms about all of that? Why aren't they up in arms about certainly probably the 100 of people who died in car accidents over the weekend? Why aren't they up in arms over the the people who died from heart disease over the weekend? As the news cycle about the shooting cuts away to a McDonald's commercial or a Burger King commercial, or people that died from diabetes. Why aren't they talking about that as they cut away to a Coca-Cola commercial with high fructose corn syrup, diabetes in a bottle? And so I just want you all to not get sucked up in the matrix, because your reaction, if one of anger, if one of disbelief, is the kind of reaction that they want to knock you off balance with. And so it's really important that we keep things in perspective, because any loss of life is tragic. Don't allow people any further to say how concerned they are with the deaths from these guns when they're voting on killing babies into the third trimester and beyond. Cheers, everybody. By the way, let's check our coats. Imagine you're coming in out of the cold. It's a bitter cold, and you got to take off your coat and check it and come on into the warm theater. And I just ask you to imagine all your preconceived notions and unconscious bias wrapped up in the coat, so that when you take it off and you check it, all that's there, it's safe, it's protected, and you can come on in and grab a snack, grab a drink, grab your favorite pet, your favorite person, your favorite you. Cheers, everybody. Yes, to good health. Thank you. Arnie, look for you every day, Dave. Yes, and for those who are looking for me every day, I thank you, and I want to honor that, and also just understand that so much going on, and I need to take care of me as well and my family, and I and I put this a little bit in my my podcast last night from bed. If you want to check that out, that's on all the platforms right now. But just that I remember I just called my friend and I was joking around about how I went down through the top five most stressful situations, and and I think there's like six of them, and I'm five out of six. The only thing that it doesn't check off is divorce, but loss of a loved one, moving, um, financial loss of a job. I'm not. There was a cutback at the work I'm doing during the day, so I'm kind of like lost my day job. Not kind of. I did. I'm gonna still consult for them, but there's no money flowing in from that. Um, but at any rate, yeah, I am gonna keep tonight short. But but I'm dealing with a lot of this stuff, and we're all dealing with stuff. So I don't want to pretend like I'm alone here. But I just want you to understand that I got some things happening right now. So the PayPal Venmo was a huge hit. Literally, money has stopped flowing because of that, and so that's been very frustrating to deal with. And so, um, but at any rate, the what's happening in the world is a distraction from the things that really matter. And I know that these people died horrible deaths who were shot. And but please understand that this is where it's coming from, and we need to point the finger at these MK Ultra plants and the psychological evaluations of some of these people and how they're getting them out into the world. It could also be a complete false flag where people don't die in these situations. I do have Zell. I do have Zell, and I think it's AmyWiz29 at Gmail. AmyWiz29 at Gmail is Zell. So thank you. AmyWiz, WIZ 29 at Gmail. So, prayers for remote viewer 57. What's happening there? Prayers to you, brother. So, yeah, the lot going on. Lot going on. Kimberly, 10 years, one suicide, fire, loss of parent, aunt, cousin, two best friends, lived 4 places in 7 years, taking care of 91-year-old mother. Don't have enough strength to walk up 10 stairs. Kimberly, God love you. Say a prayer for Kimberly for going through all that. And please say a prayer for Belinda and Roger Hill, my friends, Snedheads, longtime Snedheads, and they're going through some stuff. And I just ask you to watch over Roger and bless his heart to find the truth that he needs to find, and bless Belinda and her family that are dealing with that as well. And I want to thank them for this beautiful geode behind me, the amethyst geode, in memory of my dad, along with a beautiful donation. Thank you so much for that, Belinda. I really appreciate and love you for that. So these events, we know that why they do them. We know why they're created, and we need to rise above these events. We need to rise above these emotional heartstring tuggers, and I wouldn't think any less of you for not wasting your time talking about these things, because that is where they want to drag us into those conversations. Okay. So, yeah. um, there's keep your eyes on Durham. Cash Patel's doing some great work on Durham, and there is plenty there for us to grab hold of, and excuse me, and that this is really going to crack open um, the whole DNC, Seth Rich, Hillary Clinton. We know that Joffe's assistant is getting a plea deal. He is not, and she's going to have a lot of the dirt. And so, just so you know, think of a totem pole. If you take off the top level of the totem pole is still there. But if you take out the bottom level, the whole thing topples. And so she's a little lower on the totem pole. And if she gets a deal, then my guess is she's going to be singing. Durham would not be wasting his time if if there wasn't significant events happening there. So keep your eyes on that. That's a thing that really, really matters. Obviously, the food supply. Are you taking care of the holes in your prepper bags, in your um, you know, just make sure you plug any holes you have in your survival kits, especially when it comes to food, because look what's happening with the food. Okay, I also think and the baby formula. Hey Don, good to see you, man. And Yeah, aeroponic towers. Chris, would you? There's my sister just showed me hers, and it's pretty impressive what you can do for food. But let me get back to the baby formula thing too. Somebody said a while back when the food plants were burning down, maybe they're getting rid of the bad food, and 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 I thought, well, that's a possibility. I don't know if the timing is correct on that, but definitely a possibility. And but here's the thing. Arnie says baby formula being used to cut heroin, etc. I wasn't aware of that, but I will say that baby formula for the most part is shit. You really should be feeding a baby with the mother's breast. And although some mothers have problems with that, and so they need baby formula, but still to get that breast milk, and to even if they bottle feed you with the child with the breast milk, it's far better than anything that's going to come off the shelves. So I believe that this may be a wake up call that we need to be doing things differently. Okay. We need to be growing our own food. We need to be breastfeeding our children, our babies. We need to be pumping the milk from the breasts if that's not a possibility. And I think this is the type of wake up call that we're getting about our food, about our water, about our air, right? And so I think these can be really, really good signs, but obviously we must make sure that we're taking care. And then you've got the Gates, the Gates fake formula as well. That's bringing this to light. So we know better. Yeah, we know better. Goat milk is a better alternative. I've heard that, Moonbeam. Yep. Um, I Christy agrees. So yeah, so it really thank you, Joseph. Appreciate that, brother. And it's and the meat is a big issue that's being taken away. Um, the issue we're running into with donor milk, many vaxxed and boosted. Yeah, you got to stay away from that. I agree. Okay. Um, the if they're poisoning our food, breastfeeding won't do any good either. Well, that's why, as best as possible, we've got to be eating organic food, right? This is, yeah, yeah. I know there's exceptions where so many can't breastfeed, and so, but there's ways to get around that. But we do. I just wanted you to be aware that nothing. We shouldn't allow anything to happen to us. Other than like without understanding if it's a major event, without understanding that this was orchestrated. We must stop being surprised at the orchestration of our demise, and trust it, and trust that you know that's what's going on, and it's a matter of time before this house of cards folds. But they are folding. All these institutions are folding. Okay. Um, so, my friends, this is. I think I'm going to be back on Wednesday, um, and and hopefully we'll get back on track the way we have been for so long, with cutting edge stuff. And we just need to keep communicating with each other, keep communicating on social media, spreading the great word that we are. I am now on Truth Social, um, at David Snedeker on Truth Social. So you can find me there. And yeah. Um, and I gotta wrap it up. Um, so my friends, um, let's say a quick prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for watching over me and bringing me back to health after telling me I needed to rest, um, for days and days. And I thank you for helping all of the team that was in Vegas to heal and get well again. Um, we ask you to watch over all the Snedheads and all their families, as they navigate this war that we're in. And I ask you to watch over Christy's mom, and please watch over Robin's dad, and so many others who are struggling right now. Um, and we thank you. Please keep the hills in your prayers, Sneds, and Lord, please watch over them. And we just ask for your guidance, Lord, through this war that we're in, that we're fighting for you, for good, against evil. And we ask your strength and your guidance through all of this. And we thank you. Thank you for this community. Thank you for our health and our abundance. And we ask you to continue to bless us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you. Serendipitous. Thank you. Thank you. Bill, I think I couldn't find you on Truth Social. Let me, I think it's at David Snedeker. And I think my username is Dave Snedeker. So you guys should be able to find me through that. I just joined it I think yesterday or the day before from bed. So, thank you, my friends. Yeah, I think I got sick in Las Vegas, Mary, and I held it off till after the memorial. Um, yeah, so I'll go back to bed uh, right now. Um, yeah, so good to see you all. We were up over 1,000 people on a last minute thing. 1,075, and so much love in the house tonight. So I really appreciate you and love you. And we got this. This is, remember, the Durham trial against Michael Sussman started today. You know how long we've been waiting for that? You know how long they've been trying to put that off and all that? It started. It's coming out. It's coming out. And it's going to reveal a great many things. So, yeah, Christy says that the Truth Social is in the show notes. Um, let me take you to that. Here's the indoctrination, my friends, where you can find out where we're going live. And here is the market where you can get Jazz and Jim Silver and so many great things there. Um, and just go here to show notes here. And and it looks like tonight's are not up yet. Um, Christy, unless let me see. Yeah, I don't think they're up yet for me anyway. So, but at any rate, please check out the show notes and you can find me. All right, my dears. Much love to you all, and hope to see you on Wednesday. Okay, be well. Love you. Bye bye.